Okay, so those who are going to actually watch this probably 5-minute video are going to get the most value, going to get the most clear recruiting process of all time, exactly what you need to do, and why the only thing that matters is your goals. So let's dive into it. So I just posted this tweet today. I said, D1 PWO or D2 scholarship depends on your goals. D1 PWO, if you want to go to play in the NFL, have a lot more likely chance to do that. D1 PWO probably makes more sense. And if you just want to play, more likely than D2 scholarship probably makes sense. It just ultimately depends on your goals. And that's literally all recruiting is about. That's what everybody gets it so twisted about, like, oh, like you shouldn't be D1 or bust, and take the best education you get, and you should just get school paid for. Everybody's casting their own goals upon you. I mean, I probably do the same thing a little bit too, so you shouldn't necessarily take my word for it. But if you want to get the most success out of your recruiting, then you have to figure out what do you really want out of it. And this is for parents and athletes too. If you're watching this and you actually like take this in, this is huge, not only for like recruiting, but for the rest of your life, because the last thing you want to do is not do things that are associated to what you actually want to achieve in your life. So I talk to a lot of families like on a weekly basis. I'm talking to them about what's going on with recruiting, as well as like what do they ultimately want out of the recruiting. Everybody's different, which is awesome because that's what we should all be. I mean, I talk to some families and they're like, yeah, we just want to get education paid for. Awesome, we can do that. Some families it's like, okay, we want to get the best academics. We're looking at Ivy Leagues, high academic schools over in the Northeast, etc. D3 schools. Um, and that's awesome too. And then, there's some kids that I've worked with that they're like, I want to freaking play at the highest level possible, Power Five, Group of Five. I'm like, cool, let's do it. Like, it ultimately doesn't matter what you want to do, but you have to do the things that you want to do and succeed in, and things that match with your goals. Like, if your goal isn't to play in the NFL and you just want a great playing experience and you want a good education and you want to go be pre-med, then you got to find the schools that fit that and whatever that opportunity is going to present. Um, so ultimately, like, this is the drawing, like your goals, like that's all that matters. Like, I could draw a bunch of freaking arrows around here and say like, oh, do this, that. Ultimately, it's like your actions should match what your goals are. That's it. That's all that freaking matters. Like, don't play into all this stuff about status and how cool you look when you receive these offers and stuff like that, because if you're just doing that for other people, then your recruiting, in my eyes, is a failure, because once you get those offers and you sign that piece of paper, you'll realize that this isn't what you wanted. And there's nothing more frustrating than realizing that you were doing things because not because you wanted to do them, but because other people wanted you to do them. And you just thought that's what you had to do. And that's not the truth. So if there's anything you can do, figure out, I mean, some people call it North Star, your vision, whatever. You have to figure out your goals and what you ultimately want. And you may figure out your goals. You may be like, you know what? I don't even want to play college football. And that's cool too. Like, do what you want to do. Like, my whole page is about getting recruited to play college football and how awesome it is and how you need to like get the best results possible and how you need to find the best fit for you and all this stuff. But like ultimately, I also really sympathize with the fact that like if you're in high school or whatever your situation might be, if you get to this point where you're like, you know what, this isn't for me, that's totally fine too. Like, don't do things because I say so. Do things because you want to do them. That's it at the end of the day. And so, hopefully, this was just me being honest and being upfront about what recruiting is really all about, how to have success in this stuff, because everybody's gonna tell you all kinds of things like, you're dumb for if you're trying to go D1 and get a PWO and take out a loan to do that and stuff like that. Like, that's totally fine if that's what you want to do. If like that's really your end goal, like go do that. Don't let somebody tell you no to do that. Same if you just want to freaking go to, if you just want to play JUCO and that's it. You just want to play 2 years and then go transfer out and finish out your rest of your education as a regular student. That's fine too. Like, whatever path you want to go on, figure out which one is the best one for you and go do that to the max, because that's what you want to do and nobody can stop you. So just kind of want to give a little bit of a motivation thing, and as well as give you guys some direction on how you should ultimately be treating your recruiting and how you should be going about this stuff. So hopefully it was helpful. If you got to this point, man, you're a real one. The ones that actually got to this point, which is probably like 1% to 2% of you guys are the ones that not only are you going to see recruiting, but succeed in the rest of your life because you're taking this stuff seriously. And this stuff, I can't tell you how much has just translated to my life. Obviously, I've created this whole thing off of it. So hopefully it helps. And if you have any questions about that, love to talk about this stuff. So feel free to reply, shoot me a DM, and hope you guys are doing well. And I'll see you later. Peace.